to my YouTube channel. I am Claudia. I make self-development content. So as always, if I am looking down, I have my pretty laptop here, and I obviously wrote notes because as always I don't want to ramble and waste your time. So in this video I am going to share confidence tips, which I love sharing, I love talking about, and I think you guys love it too, because why would you be here? Anywho, so yeah, I'm going to share confidence tips as someone who kind of grew up not being really confident, but always kind of striving to be confident. I believe that I've been able to achieve that right now, and that compliments by people who telling me that I carry myself well or that I am quite a confident person. Like, it makes me feel nice because it makes me realize that the thing I was achieving since a very young age has been successfully attained. My first tip is to you thoroughly and completely accepting yourself. We are so caught up with like comparing ourselves with other people. We spend hours and hours, so much time on social media comparing our lives to other people's lives. I used to be like that until I realized that, look, what am I doing? Like, there is no one out there who is you. There is no one out there who can replicate you, and there's no one who can be you better than you can be. And that is something that you need to embody and be really proud of. I believe right now in this current society, people really lack authenticity. Everyone is trying to be like the next person, and because of that, that's why you scroll online, so many people look like each other, because everyone has conditioned their mind to believe that only a certain type of thing looks good and only a certain type of thing is accepted. You have to challenge yourself and challenge your mind to be the difference that you want to see, because there's no point in complaining that, oh, you don't see diversity online or you don't see certain things online if you are not part of change. Of course, it can be hard to present yourself as you truly are, especially let's say if you're from like an ethnic minority and maybe algorithms don't favor you or things like that. I understand. I am from an ethnic minority. I understand the struggle. However, I am trying to tell you to don't shy away from who you are and your identity, and don't change yourself at all for the sake of conforming to certain standards and certain preferences. Are your own person. The most successful people you see today have thoroughly embodied confidence. They are trying to be the best versions of themselves and not the best version of the other person, because they cannot replicate another individual because they are their own person. If you're trying to replicate another individual, you will never be as good as them because you are not them to start with. So bearing that in mind, and equally, no one can replicate you because a copy will never outdo the original. That's what I'm trying to say. So bear that in mind. Take pride in your identity. Doing this, for example, on social media, I tend to filter my content to make sure that it thoroughly resonates with me. I don't follow people who don't really look like me or people who don't resonate with me. That doesn't mean that my feed is not diverse. But when you visualize people who are not like you, you start putting yourself in certain categories that you don't even fit with. And I grew up in a predominantly white area, so as a little girl who grew up in an environment where no one really related with me, it was really challenging. So as I moved to England and I started seeing more people that looks like me, slowly I started curating my feed to reflect more of who I am. We are all in a very individual and personal journey, and your journey will not be like the journey of the person who's next to you. Obviously, because you are your own person and you have factors that make you the person you are today. And other people have other things that make them the person they are today. And you cannot be like them, and they cannot be like you, and their process to get to a certain destination will differ from yours, because we all have different things that make us who we are. The goal of most platforms is to keep you on the platform as long as possible, because especially when the service is free, the thing that is monetized is the attention that you give, the time that you give into certain things. And if someone's lifestyle captivates you so much, you'll spend more time on a platform, and most creators know this. So that's why you have to be very wary of what you are consuming. There are some people that share things that they genuinely have. They share things based on who they actually are. But there are also people who share things because they know that certain things get more views, and you cannot go from this screen and jump in and know what's actually true or false. But it's up to you to be practical. Don't digest any type of content that you come across with. And if you're watching something and you know that, okay, this person, what you're seeing from this creator is stimulating certain emotions that you're not too happy with, such as maybe envy or jealousy, I'm sorry, but it's best maybe to unfollow, since it doesn't get you to vibrate in a level that you would like to vibrate in. Self-care, self-care, self-care. There's so many videos out there that give you self-care tips. It is up to you to build a self-care journey. The whole purpose of it is for you to feel good. Going to gym, working out, turning your body, learning how to do your makeup, changing your hairstyle, buying a new wig. All these little things are forms of self-care. Most girls love going out and buying nice clothes, shopping therapy, you know what I mean? But there is also self-care that is more in depth, which maybe goes, for an example, I also believe to be a form of self-care is maybe meditation, prayer, speaking to someone you love, talking to a therapist, like going somewhere, spending time maybe in nature, walking, all these type of things that you do and you end up feeling like so liberated, light and free, peaceful. Those are things that I consider to be self-care. And I must admit, what I might consider to be self-care can really differ from what you see to be self-care, because we're all different. Like, some people believe that maybe, let's say if you're in a toxic environment, you won't your own form of self-care will be completely isolating yourself from everyone, just being by yourself. But other people, their own self-care would be maybe trying to find friends, like being close to someone. It really depends on you. It's really subjective. As long as it makes you feel good, then that's all that matters. Is learning a new skill. There's so many skills and hobbies which you can learn from. Like some hobbies, some skills actually also improve you as a person. They make you think in different ways or enrich you. It's up to you to find which one that suits you most. I, for example, like, I don't know, I think I have many hobbies, but for example, when I'm feeling a certain way, I've told my closest friends, at least, and my family, like, I have this habit of like cooking. It gives me some sort of satisfaction, like cutting up all the ingredients and, I don't know, adding everything together. The final products gives me some sort of satisfaction, and the whole process of it. So that's something. But there's so many other things that you can like give a try. One of many skills which also are really like, definitely like public speaking. Many people cannot speak in front of a big crowd because obviously so, and like it gives you anxiety, like, you know, seeing many people, seeing many faces, so many strangers, they're listening to you, but you're scared of making the slightest mistake. But overcoming that fear is a great skill, and it's actually very monetizable. Speaking in front of a camera is not an easy skill because you feel crazy. And sometimes, like, imagine like you're recording something and someone just walks in the room and just sees you talking to your phone or something, and they're like, you know, that is a skill. That is a skill. It boosts your confidence, and slowly you realize that when you're interacting with people, like, you kind of, the quality of your conversations and your inputs to conversations are more outstanding, and you feel more confidence after interacting with people because you have built a skill that has boosted your confidence in a social setting. A factor which really builds confidence, or not really, but it's just a habit that is really nice to incorporate, is your posture. From an early age, I think I was struggling with my own personal posture because in certain countries, students will have to carry a lot of books and a very heavy backpack. So slowly I started realizing that, I mean, not me, but my mom started realizing that my back is actually bending forwards, like the weight is actually causing me to lean forward. So I stopped using a backpack and literally started using a trolley every day for like 2 years to go to school. And believe it or not, that actually helped me to improve my posture. It removed weight from my back, so I ended up starting to stand erect. When I sit down or when I'm walking, sometimes I don't think about my posture, but other times I do. But the goal is always to, let me stand to the side But basically, like, you don't want to be like this. Like, you don't want to be like this. You want to, your back needs to be straight. Your shoulders need to be set to the back, a bit straight, open. Your chest shouldn't be slouched or closed. You should be open. This type of posture also promotes, like, it invites people to speak to you, because when you have like a closed posture, it also suggests that you are closed off, like you don't want to communicate, you want to be by yourself, and automatically people will be less likely to approach you because you seem like you don't want any disturbance of any sort. Another thing, when you're communicating, I have always, since a little child, whenever I've been speaking to people, I always look at them in the eyes. If you're looking other places, it suggests that you're hiding something. For some people, it can come off as disrespectful. Personally, if someone is talking to me and they're not making eye contact, so they're not, I don't know, I feel automatically disengaged with the conversation. I'm not really looking forward to carry on with the conversation. But when someone makes eye contact, it shows that you are actually listening, you are actually engaged, and you are confident to partake in the conversation. But if you're looking away, sometimes it can also suggest that either you don't like the person, 2, you're disrespectful, 3, you're shy and nervous. And all these things makes people to kind of be like, oh, I might as well just distance myself a bit and let it be. Like, I don't know if they're actually feeling this conversation right now. Us as human beings, we tend to underestimate the power of our words and our mind. The way we speak about ourselves, we forget how much it actually reflects on our quality of life. So many people go out about in the day, they're like, oh, I'm so stupid, I'm so dumb, oh, I don't like myself, oh, I'm so ugly, oh my days, you're so pretty, I could never, like, ew. No, please, just relax. First off, you're making the person you're complimenting by putting yourself down feel insecure, not insecure, but it makes people feel uncomfortable, like you're putting yourself down to put them up. Like, no one wants a friend that is like that. Then on top of that, if you have a positive belief of yourself and if you hold yourself to a certain standard and you talk to yourself in a certain way, it automatically reflects in the public eye. People automatically identify that, oh, this person respects themselves, this person, their confidence, this person values themselves. This also then will also impact the quality of relationships and friendships you interact with. Because if you carry yourself in a certain way, you talk to yourself in a certain way, you allow certain thoughts in your mind, then causes you to have instant boundaries that you won't let certain negative thoughts actually influence you and your identity, which is really crucial because obviously your mind and your words really come into reality. There's so many things that I have said about myself or I have spoken to myself that have actually come to pass. Like, most good things that I actually believe that I would have them, and I spoke them to myself. If I did not believe in certain things, I wouldn't have certain things. And so many people, many successful people that you look up to out there, they believe in themselves. They don't care if anyone around the room don't believe in themselves. If they don't care if people around the room don't like them. All that matters is that they like themselves. Most people don't like you. Most people don't like themselves, but they still have opinions about others. But they know that those are just mere opinions. Them things don't matter as long as they speak to themselves positively, they think highly of themselves, and they only allow positive thoughts to affect their identity and lifestyle. They're sorted. Nothing else matters. Everything else is completely irrelevant. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people who you surround yourself with, really, really crucial. They can make or break you. When you're feeling low, if the people around you are strong and supportive, you will be uplifted. If the people around you are negative whilst you're in a negative state, it's over. Like, you're actually sinking down. So the people you surround yourself with, really crucial. If these people uplift themselves, they will uplift you. If these people downplay themselves, they will downplay you. If people don't value how they feel, they won't value how you feel. People can only meet you how far they have let you themselves. And I am not only saying this because of other people. I have seen this in myself and I have seen it in other people. If you cannot understand yourself to a certain depth, you cannot understand other people. So that's why you have to be really selective with who you surround yourself around. You are who you hang out with. If your goals are aligned, you will reach similar goals. And if your goals are not aligned, if your friends are out drinking, partying every night and stuff like that, you will become like that, even though you're not naturally one drinker or party person or whatever. If your friends are hardworking, resilient and focused and whatever, you will become like them, because their positive influences will become part of your identity. So that is why it's really crucial we underestimate how much our environments can influence our state of mind and our body. If you're in a negative environment, you will be negative. I have experienced this. I have seen this many times. Like, if you leave a negative place, it's just a given amount of time till you start realizing that, or you start looking better, you start feeling better, you start sleeping well, you start glowing. When I'm not in a good headspace, I hate it, but you can see it in my facial expression. You can see it from how I engage. Maybe I won't talk. And the worst part of it is that my skin starts breaking out. Like, it's not nice. Be prepared to educate yourself. If you believe you are an all-perfect human being, then there is a problem. Because we are here to learn. Other people around you are here to learn. I don't believe in, I don't believe in people being entirely bad or entirely good, because people go through phases and things change people, and people change with time, and people learn things as they go. And because of that, you have to open your mindset, be open for change, be open to learn things, be open to acquire new knowledge, but be also selective of who you take knowledge from. I have this thing: if someone is not someone I genuinely care about, someone that I admire, someone who's doing well, someone who I would not trade lives with, I'm sorry, I'm not going to take advice from types of people, because I'm not going to be inspired by someone who's not doing any better than I am. If you're not happier than me, if you're not more established or whatever than me, I'm not gonna instantly start listening to you, unless if you no, trust me, I'm sorry, no. Unless if it's family, I won't, yeah. You have to be very selective of who you let their opinions to affect you. Have an open mind, but also be selective who you actually let their opinions and advice to. Some people actually give you advice to see you sabotage yourself. So not everyone that gives you advice really cares about your health and well-being. Just bear that in mind. Basically, protect your mental health. Mental health is really crucial. Like I mentioned, your mind is very important. Your thoughts are very important, and your words toward yourself are really crucial. So is your mental health, because our mind is one of the biggest things to help us to operate in a certain vibration and things like that. The first way to do that is definitely establish boundaries. If you have established boundaries and being vocal about it, and someone doesn't respect it, they gotta go. Like, they need to leave. But you have to make sure that you have actually communicated it. I feel like people sometimes mention boundaries, but they forget that sometimes you need to kind of speak it out, because some people don't have the same boundaries as you do. So automatically what you might think is obvious might not be obvious for another person. And that is fine, because everyone is different. We all have experiences that make us who we are, and I still believe like we all change. Things happen and we all change. But yeah, bear that in mind. So protect your mind through boundaries. Protect your mind by limiting the amount of what type of contents that you consume. If you consume too much of negative contents, it is very likely that will negatively affect your mind, which is bad. If you are partaking in activities that do not align with who you want to be or where you want to be, that will definitely affect your mental health, because you'll probably not be proud of yourself afterwards. So refrain from certain things. Journal, express yourself, talk to people you love. Don't brush off your emotions, don't brush up how you feel, don't underestimate how you feel or things like that just to make the next person feel comfortable. Listen, Your emotions are just as valid as the emotion of the person next to you. And I feel like some people really struggle with people pleasing traits that they forget that they need to put themselves first in the end. Because if you don't put yourself first, your relationships will end up suffering, at least to some extent. One of many things that confident people really are able to master or have mastered is the ability to step out of their comfort zones. The thing that makes them more scared of, they actually jump into it. But yeah, they jump into it. Like they won't let that fears cripple them. They will give attempts to things that they are scared about. The conversations that they might find hard to have, they will have them. Events that they might feel that are too hard for them to step outside to have, they will do. Yourself, don't be hidden in your comfort zone, because nothing good comes out from your comfort zone. Growth comes from discomfort, and the earlier you know that, the better it will be for you. Think, like, if you're already comfortable in a situation, why would you want some change? Why would you want to be in a different place? Why would you want to be better if everything is already comfortable? So embrace the discomfort, embrace your fears, because at the other end of it, you are literally going to thrive. Even though you currently don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, you will do. And when you reach there, you just look back at it and be proud of yourself. Just realize that anything you're going through, any struggle you're going through, any uncomfortable situation you are in, you're just a step closer to the end goal. One other thing is that I believe that most human beings anyways, are really kind to other people. Really kind to other people to the expense of your own self, which is obviously not good, which I mentioned previously in people pleasing. Guys, show yourself the kindness that you would show to others. You will not be around certain people forever. People change, environments change, people come, people go, and all those things. And you will be the person who will stick next to you forever. And the earlier you are kind to yourself, the better your quality of life. Yes, the quality of friendships and relationships also improve the quality of your life. But I personally don't believe you can nurture any friendship or relationship if you're not able to nurture yourself. Sometimes I like to envision like baby me. Listen, when I see photos of that little girl, I'd do anything for her. I am still that girl, even though I'm older now. I am still that little girl, and anything I do, I just try to do it because of that little girl. That's how, for me, it's easier to show empathy to yourself. Sometimes I feel like when you see yourself as a big adult, you're like, oh, I need to be strong, I need to be this, I need to be that. See yourself as a little child. You would nurture them, you would give them shelter, you give them protection, you give them the love that they need. You are still that child in the end of the day. Really boost your confidence. Fashion is a sense of expression. I don't care what anyone says. Some people are like, oh, you care about so much. No. Fashion, clothing is a very good way to express yourself. You automatically realize that certain people approach you because of how you dress. And certain people won't approach you because of how you dress. And if you don't notice it, maybe next time you're dressed nice, just if you approach, what type of people approach you, what type of compliments do people give you, and how do they speak to you? You know what I mean? Sometimes, I've seen in other videos, like there's some videos I see of some women like so dressed so elegantly, so polished, so nice and classy, and people literally like are so mesmerized. People smile, people are so cordial. They remember that the way you dress is a sense of expression. Fashion is a sense of expression, and don't shy away from it. Like, embody it. I find it super, super fun. But yeah, that's really it, guys. And I'm going to wake up one day and be like, yes, I am super confident, I am that girl, like me, oh wow. I know confidence will take time, it will take consistent work. There will be some days you'll feel good about yourself, there will be some days you won't feel as good about yourself, and it's fine. All these new skills and attributes and qualities, these traits are build slow and steady consistently. So it's not just going to be, oh, one day and you're super confident. No, give yourself the time, let yourself feel. There will be some days, like I said, you won't feel as confident, you won't feel as gorgeous, but that is fine. It is something that you will slowly start. So much for watching. I hope this video resonated. If you want any video similar to this one, don't be scared to comment, share, let me know. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, evening, morning, or whatever. And see you guys. Bye.